Okay, so I'm gonna talk to you guys about my experience getting the coronavirus. So in my previous video, if you have not gone to check it out, go and check it out after you finish watching this video. I told you guys that I was getting over the coronavirus. So how did I get it? I already know how I got it. So I got it from work. And I already knew it was inevitable because I work with old people. I work in a facility where you take care of people. So I already knew I was going to get it eventually. So how did I find out that I got it? So one morning I was supposed to go to work. I was doing a double and I was coughing really bad. In the previous days, actually, before that day, it was June 11th. Yeah, June 11th that I went into work around 5 o'clock. And the day before, like 2 days before, I was having like a sore throat, but it wasn't anything severe. So when I went to work, I was coughing that morning. I'm like, whew, child, do I have another viral respiratory infection? Because I had one the month before that. And I tested negative for corona. So, but that morning they sent me home. They're like, you're not about to kill our old people. So they told me to go home. And yeah, and everybody in that facility, I love them with their dear, like they're my own grandparents. So of course I'm like, yeah, let me go check myself out. They told me to go home and go get myself tested. So that day I got tested, came home, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because the testing, if there's something up with the testing, but sweetheart, when I got tested that night, I felt horrible. I had this headache that was just slowly, persistently not going away. And it's like the symptom just skyrocketed within like, from the time I got tested to that night. But when I tell you guys the second night, the second, third, fourth night, it felt like hell. It felt like hell. And being somebody that has a very low immune system, it was horrible for me. Some people don't even have symptoms. Like other people that have gotten it have told me, oh, I didn't have nothing. I was hungry, or I just felt tired, this. And I'm in my early 20s, and those people are like in their 30s, 40s. So I'm like, wow. Baby girl, you got a problem here. So yeah, so I just felt horrible. Like the worst I felt with the respiratory infection. It was worse than a flu for me. The symptoms will be different for everybody, not everybody reacts the same way as I did, or some people will. It just, as they said, the CDC and other people have stated that if you have, other health issues or low immune system, this and that, you may have moderate to more than mild symptoms. Not severe, maybe severe, I didn't have to get in a ventilator. But within those days, let me tell y'all, my symptoms, I had a headache that would not go away. If one speck of light hit my eye, it was done for me, baby. I would not be able to to do anything. I wasn't even able to do anything in the first place, but it just felt horrible. It just made the pain worse. And I had somebody taking care of me, and thankfully, so if I felt hungry, water, everything, I was being taken care of. But symptoms, I had no appetite. Anything I put in came out either from throwing up or diarrhea. Nothing stayed in. I lost so much weight within a short period of time. It was not good. I was gonna actually try to vlog it, but that experience was not worth me dying. No. And the headaches, I would take Tylenol, other stuff. It helped, but it takes like hours It'll only be hours, probably like 3 hours. I probably overdosed, to be honest. I overdosed on Tylenol. I overdosed because I was taking four 500 milligrams of Tylenol and acetaminophen. Yeah, every 4 hours. And that's not what it said on the bottle. But you can see how serious it was. And so yeah, I was taking NyQuil for a cough. My cough, I started getting really bad cough. Shortness of breath. Probably that Sunday. I think the date was like the 15th or the 16th of June. I felt a little bit better. So I decided to take out the trash inside my room because I was isolated. I couldn't go anywhere. I was just stuck in a room. And people would drop me off food or water or whatever outside the door, and I'll take it. So, because I didn't want to infect anybody. If I go outside, I know I'm just going to touch something. And some people aren't as blessed. So, to have somebody drop off food, water, and stuff for them to just stay in one place. But, yeah. So I didn't have no appetite, nothing. But like I said, within the 5th day, I had to go to the hospital. I tried to take out the trash, and I was sweating. The trash was probably like 10 feet away. I was sweating. It was hot that day too, but I was sweating. I was sweating from walking 10 feet. And I had to go upstairs, like one flight of stairs. I felt like I ran a whole 10K. Like, I ran a marathon. That's how I felt. I could not. I was heaving. I was breathing horribly. I couldn't do it. I came inside the room. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't, like, my lungs felt like they were on fire. Like, on fire. I wanted to cry. I couldn't cry. It was just like my whole body was just perspirating. Everything was just coming out. I even had to I almost pooped on myself. I promise you. Like, it was like I felt like I was not in control of my body. I went to the restroom, tried to take a shower. I was still not breathing well. I had to go to the hospital. And that's when I found out that I had pneumonia. I guess I had got pneumonia from coronavirus. I don't know how that worked, but I've had pneumonia when I was younger. But that was when I was 3, and I don't really recall that. But when I tell you guys, it is nothing to play about. It is nothing to play about. I did everything. I wore PPE. I wore my gloves. I wore everything. I came home. I washed my stuff, left my shoes outside, everything. And I still got it. So, from work. So, they gave me antibiotics and whatnot, and then discharged me. And I came home. They had put me on an IV and fluids and stuff. And when I got home, I felt a little bit better. But the breathing, even now, it takes me a while to like take in a lot of air. Like, I take a lot of air, but the problem is I can't really breathe correctly that much. That's the sad part. So I feel like corona really messed up my lungs. But it wasn't really corona because of the fact that I've been fighting a respiratory infection every month. So my body was like, come on, what else you got? Throw it at me. Throw it at me. Let's see what you got, corona. And I was so lucky, like, to have survived that. It's not the worst feeling for me, but like, you have to be considerate of other people. It may not affect you that bad. You may not even have any symptoms, but the next person could possibly die. And it's not just older people, Like I said, I'm in my early 20s and it affected me really bad. And what really was horrible is the fact that I actually, or is good and bad, the fact that I like stress smoke. Well, used to, not now. So I used to stress smoke. If like I'm really stressed, I smoke a cigarette. And I feel like this was God's way of helping me cut my addiction of nicotine, like 100%. And I'm really glad that this happened, because they say that if you go, not all the time, but if you go 21 days without like doing something, you get used to not having it in your system. So that's how I felt. Like, I wasn't stressed, obviously. My lungs aren't suited to be smoking cigarettes, and it's disgusting. And obviously, I hate smoking cigarettes in the first place. It's honestly disgusting. The smell is horrible, but when I guess it's in my head, the first feeling of when I smoked a cigarette, from peer pressure, you guys. Peer pressure is a bitch. From the first time I smoked a cigarette, it's like that dopamine and serotonin is like, ooh, feels good. After that, I felt like, okay, this is how I'm gonna relieve my stress. And every time I felt stressed out, it kind of eased it, but it was getting addicting. So coronavirus actually helped me like quit that habit, because I tried quitting them multiple times, but once I get stressed out, here I am, puff, 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 puffing. So, and it's just not cute to be smoking. No, ew. So, yeah, that's my story. But one thing I really did not like is the fact that I saw a lot of people my age and older or whatever were going, like, I'm not trying to I'm not trying to be a buzzkill, kill nobody's happiness, fun, whatever. But be considerate of how, when you go out, how your personal hygiene is, how your hygiene is in general. Because you may not feel it, you may be having your fun, you give it to somebody who could possibly die from it, who may have to go months trying to get better. Like, the whole time I had corona, I obviously couldn't work. So that time that if you give it to somebody, they may recover, but guess what? Financially, they may not recover. Or it may take a while for them to recover. And during this time season, there's unemployment and stuff. But that's still not enough. Like, during this time, like, I'm telling you, it's you don't want to be under that type of problems. Like, thankfully, I didn't have that problem, but they were paying me for the time I was gone, because I obviously got sick. So they were paying me until I got better. So yeah, otherwise, like I said, if you're a smoker, please be careful. Even if you have the flu, if you get the flu, smoking is just horrible. It's horrible for your respiratory system. It's just horrible. It's horrible. Like, and like, you don't want that. You don't. So be healthy, be cute. And when I tell y'all, I lost a lot of pounds. I know I'm retracting a lot, but I lost a lot of pounds. But once I started eating solid foods again, ooh, I gained them pounds back. And then some. So, yeah. But like I said, you guys, be careful outside. 2020 is a year you don't want to F with. Speaking that, like, anything can happen. So I'm so glad to be here, to be able to speak to you guys about my own experiences. And if you are having any symptoms, or if you're not, just go get tested. And if you're around older people, go get tested as well. Just for the sake of getting tested. There's a lot of free sites that are doing it for free. It's a pandemic. So if you're watching this, go get checked. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys on my next video. Bye. Wait, before you get out of this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn your notification bell on to see whenever I post a new video.